Good day everyone, this is Ella Anding and today, me and my members are going to discuss where did we get the contents of our CBLM. For the front page, there are two front page here. On the left side is from the TR and the right side is our CBLM. So where do we get the sector and the qualification title? Both sector and qualification title are from the front page of TR that are encircled here. The sector is the tourism sector, hotel and restaurant, and the qualification is the cookery and situ. For the unit of competency, we got it from the TR where you could find the basic, common, and core competencies. Our competency is under the core competency, which is the last competency on the list. For the module title, we just changed the first word from our unit of competency into past progressive, so instead of package, it will be packaging. For this part, we get it from the template that was sent by Sir Bart, and we just changed the italic words there with our competency and qualification that are encircled here. Next is the module content. I won't mention again where do we get the unit of competency and module title because it was mentioned already earlier. So for the module descriptor, we get it from the TR and the unit descriptor of our competency. We just copy and paste it. For the nominal duration, we have a total of 8 hours where we get it from CBC. Next, learning outcomes and assessment criteria. First, where do we get the LO1 and 2? Again, we get it from the TR. The learning outcomes here is the element, which is the select packaging materials and packaged food. For the assessment criteria, we just combine the criteria from our LO1 and LO2 with a total of 6 criteria for the overall. So under the learning outcome number 1, we have here the contents, assessment criteria, and condition. For the contents, we just copied it from the CBC. Same goes to the assessment criteria and condition, which is come from the CBC. For the methodologies, we just copy it from the session plan, which we have the lecture, discussion, video presentation, and modular individual learning. And for the assessment method, we also copy it from the CBC. Next is learning experiences. This table consists of the learning activities that the trainee should accomplish and the special instructions that indicates what should the trainee do per activity. For info sheet 13.1-1, we base it on our one subject, which is the food processing, where we also had modules about packaging. This info sheet includes the different types of packaging and the function and rationale. This info sheet needs to be studied by the trainee for them to answer the self-check. After that, we have your self-check to check if the trainees really understand the lesson. If they didn't get the passing grade, they can study the info sheet again and answer the self-check. And after that is the answer key, where all the right answers indicated. Next is LO2.
Good day everyone, I am Genevieve Ramos and I will explain kung saan po namin kinuha or saan kami nag-base sa mga nakalagay dito sa aming learning outcome number 2, which is the packaged food. For the contents po sa aming learning outcome number 2 ay nag-base po kami sa CBC po. And for the assessment criteria naman po, may nakalagay pong assessment criteria sa CBC, pero kinuha po namin ito sa mismong TR po namin dun po sa performance criteria. Though, same lang naman po yung mga nakalagay dito sa performance criteria at yung nasa CBC po. For the condition, equipment, supplies, and materials, as well as the learning materials po ay from CBC din po. Although, may tinanggalan po kami isa sa equipment which is yung television and multimedia player kasi po hindi naman namin siya nagamit sa aming session plan. So, dinagdagan lang po namin ito ng visual aids, laptop, speakers, you can see sa CBLM po namin. Kasi po, ito lang po yung mga nagamit namin na equipment sa session plan po namin. Sa methodologies naman po, yung lecture, discussion, video presentation, modular individual learning, ito po yung mga method na ginamit po namin sa aming session plan po. For the assessment method naman po, nag-base po kami sa CBC po. Now, let us proceed to the learning experiences of learning outcome number 2. Yung learning activities po dito, ito po yung mga nasa session plan po. Andito po yung read information sheet, yung PPT presentation, answer self-check, written and oral questioning. And for the special instructions naman po, kami po mismo yung gumawa nito or nag-provide po nito for the students po para alam nila kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin sa learning activities po.
In Information Sheet 13.2-1, nag-base po kami sa isang subject po namin, which is food processing. In short, ito yung module galing sa MPC. So dito po, may nakalagay na learning outcomes at lesson na about sa heat sealing machine. And we also indicate a video tutorial or YouTube link na pwedeng mapanood ng learners na kung saan matututuhan nila on how to use a heat sealing machine. Then, since maikli lang yung topic each learning content, kaya ang ginawa namin po is pinagsama-sama na lang yung learning content ng learning outcome. Number 2, in one information sheet. So, ayan po is for labeling po. Included dito kung ano ba yung food labeling and mga parts nito that required by the law. And ito po yung example ng food labeling. Yung picture po na ginamit is our own picture. Kaya hindi na po kami nag-indicate ng reference nito. Then, ito po ay continuation ng lesson about labeling.
In this part, we can see the subject 13.2-1 and it indicates the questionnaire for the student. I got the questions in Information Sheet 13.2-1 and it talks about the heat sealing and labeling of the product. At the end of this subject, we can find the answer key that will help us check if the answers are correct.
Task sheet is also used by the trainers to monitor the progress or understanding of their learners. So for task sheet 13.2-1, the title is about for packaging procedures and food label. Next is, given enough tools, materials, equipment, and appropriate raw materials, learners should be able to make sealable tocino correctly, which is, ito po yung performance objectives. For supplies or materials are those things naman that they needed for accomplishing the task sheet, such as the ingredients and tools for making tocino, also for its packaging and labeling. In the Information Sheet 13.2-1 is about packaging. Also, included doon kung paano gamitin ang heat sealing machine. Kaya, heat sealing machine rin po ang gagamitin na equipments for packaging or sealing the tocino. Next is the steps and procedures. So, dito naka-indicate yung process in making tocino. And also, some things need to be considered for sealing and things included for food labeling. It is also a continuation of steps and procedures. For the assessment method, learners or the trainee will be questioned and observed. In Performance Criteria Checklist 13.2-1, we prepare questions to evaluate the learner's performance.